Welcome to Movie Mini Recaps. Today we explain an action movie law-abiding citizen from 2009. So let's go sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie. Clyde Shelton, a Philadelphia technician, witnesses the murder and rape of his wife and daughter by two burglars who break into his residence, Clarence J. Darby and accomplice Rupert Ames, leaving him emotionally scarred. Career-minded prosecutor Nick Rice informs him that the case was tainted by a forensic investigation and that Shelton's testimony cannot implicate either guy because he blacked out during the incident. Rice strikes a secret deal with Darby in order to maintain his 96% conviction rate, in exchange for admitting guilt to third-degree murder. He will also provide confession that will send Ames to death penalty for what is essentially a robbery charge. Shelton is left with a sense of betrayal. After 10 years, Ames is killed by lethal injection. He dies in agony as a result of a chemical malfunction. Darby is identified as the source of the initial evidence by a strange caller who informs him of the location of a revolver he can employ to his advantage. The person on the phone tells him that if he wants to avoid the police, he should come to him. Darby realizes at the meeting place that the caller and his savior is none other than Shelton. Darby attempts to shoot him with the pistol, only to discover that it is a sham gun that injects him with tetrodotoxin, paralyzing him but leaving him fully conscious. Shelton slowly tortures and dismembers Darby after constraining him and making arrangements to ensure his prolonged awareness, repeating what Darby told him 10 years earlier: "You can't fight fate." Darby was later discovered in 25 pieces, and after an inquiry, Rice and his squad doubted Shelton. In the next scene, a local SWAT team breaks into Shelton's house the next day to discover him waiting for them, but he does not resist arrest. Rice secretly congratulates him on removing Darby from society in a questioning cell at the prison, then demands a confession. Shelton, who appears to be cooperative, offers a full testimony in exchange for a luxury bed in his cell, to which Rice reluctantly agrees. Shelton objects to a motion to deny himself bail at his hearing, citing obscure legal precedents. Judge Laura Birch, who presided over Ames' trial, agrees, but Shelton goes on a rant about the court's preference for legal jargon over justice. He is removed from office for court contempt. Shelton bargains to reveal the whereabouts of Bill Reynolds, Darby's attorney, who was reported missing 3 days earlier, in exchange for an expensive nice steak from Del Frisco's to be delivered at precisely 1 p.m., along with his iPod, having received his mattress and delivering the confession, in which he confesses to killing Darby as well as to having changed the lethal injection chemical that made Ames' death agonizing. Warden Inger orders multiple precautions, resulting in the food arriving 8 minutes late at Shelton's cell. Rice and Detective Dunnigan discover Reynolds alive and only minutes dead, with Inger's delay causing him to suffocate. His oxygen tank set to shut down at 1:15. Dunnigan explains that because Shelton got his lunch at 1:08, they were 7 minutes late instead of arriving in time to save Reynolds. Shelton and his fellow inmate, who'd already threatened to murder him if he didn't share the big steak. Shelton, after which, murders him with the steak T-bone as a weapon. He is placed in solitary confinement. Rice's assistant, Sarah Lowell, discovers proof of making business to Shelton from the Defense Department. So the district attorney, Jonas Cantrell, takes Rice to meet with CIA operative Gray, who worked with Shelton. They learn Shelton was once a CIA brain working in a Black Ops think tank on unconventional methods of killing targets. Gray tells them to assume that he can see them and hear them at all times. He is always watching. He also warns them that he's only in jail because he wants to be in jail, and that each thing he does has a deeper meaning. When Rice asks how they should deal with Shelton, Gray advises them to walk into his cell and put a bullet in his head, otherwise they cannot stop him. As he leaves, he says, "If Clyde wants you, you're dead." Rice and Cantrell persuade Judge Birch to infringe on Shelton's human rights and limit his visiting privileges. Judge Birch responded to a cell phone that blew up, killing her instantly. Rice confronts Shelton at the prison, who claims that the killings are not motivated by vengeance but by a failure of the judicial process. He will kill everyone unless he is set to release, with all charges lowered by 6 a.m. tomorrow. Staff members of the dock congregate until 6 a.m. They are being sent home, but explosives planted beneath their cars explode, killing everyone inside, including Sarah. Rice assumes Shelton is using an outside accomplice to help him because he is still incarcerated. At Sarah's burial, an unidentified man dressed in black activates a remote-controlled quadcopter's carrying rocket launcher and a machine gun. Cantrell is killed while riding in an SUV with security team. Rice is appointed acting district attorney by the mayor, who is upset with Rice for failing to protect everyone. Rice receives information pointing to Shelton owning a small disused garage next to the prison while looking for proof that Shelton may have accomplices working for him. When Rice and Detective Dunnigan arrive at the garage, they discover a tunnel system leading to all of the solitary confinement cells, as well as a large supply of armaments. Shelton had apparently dug the tunnel system from his garage to the prison over the previous 10 years. And when it was finished, he purposefully had himself arrested and sent to solitary confinement in order to sneak out of the prison and carry out his killings undetected and all by himself. The next day, he sneaked back into his cell. Dunnigan discovers a small hole that leads to Shelton's cell, which is vacant. Shelton, disguised as a janitor, plants a cell phone-activated napalm explosive in City Hall, intending to kill the mayor and everyone else present at her meeting. Rice, Dunnigan, and Detective Garza break into the 5th floor and discover the bomb directly beneath the 6th floor, where the mayor is attending a security meeting. Garza tries but fails to disarm the bomb and warns them to leave it alone. The three men then agree not to tell the mayor what is going on because Shelton will be watching and will detonate the bomb if any sign of detection is detected. They then make a decision about what to do with the bomb. Upon returning to his cell through the underground tunnel, Shelton discovers Rice there waiting for him. Shelton offers one last deal, but Rice says that he no longer makes deals with murderers, which Shelton appreciates. Rice says to Shelton that if he detonates the bomb, it's a decision you'll have to live with for the rest of your life. With his wife and daughter long dead and feeling that he has nothing to live for anymore, Shelton decides to detonate the napalm bomb anyway. But as Rice exits and locks the cell, he calmly says, like I said, it's a decision you'll have to live with for the rest of your life, which I think now is about 25 seconds. He then starts fleeing the building. Simultaneously, Detective Dunnigan seals the hatch in the rear of the cell to prevent Shelton from escaping. Shelton notices the bomb under his cot but simply grins and gazes mindfully at a bracelet his daughter made for him that says Daddy. The cell explodes, and the last image of Shelton alive is of him looking up, almost satisfied. At the end of the film, Rice is seen attending his own daughter's music dance performance, which he had previously postponed due to work obligations. He joins the crowd in applauding her after the performance. Please subscribe for more videos like this. It really motivates us to make more content for you. Leave a comment for any specific movie or TV series you want us to do.